Hello everybody, today I want to talk to you about the MPow M5 True Wireless Earbuds. This is the case it comes in. Let's kind of get this out of the way right away. With the MPow branding right here up on top. On the front, looks typical, and these four little dots right here, they're LED indicator lights. On the back, it charges by micro USB. On the bottom, it has a nice flat surface, and right here is like a little lanyard hole. When you open it up, you're presented with the earbuds themselves, right there. The first thing I'd like to say is the magnets in these to hold the earbuds in is really strong. Sometimes when it's kind of cold out in Michigan, like today it's only 20 degrees. I noticed that if my hands kind of got really cold, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to pull it out, but I kind of like having a magnet that strong, so I know that if I happen to drop these, or if the lid's open and I accidentally do something stupid like this, they're not going to come out. They're still in there. So that is really nice. I love the strong magnet. Also, as soon as you pull these out, they turn on and automatically go into pairing mode. Of course, if you have already paired these up to your phone, as long as your Bluetooth is on your device, it'll automatically pair to that device. These are also, by the way, known as the T5s. I don't know what the difference is, but when I was looking online, I noticed that there was the M5 and the T5, and pretty much they're the same exact thing. The M5s also use the Qualcomm 3020 chipset. It does use APT and AAC codices, the CVC 8.0 noise cancellation on these, and they are IPX7 sweatproof and water resistant. They also have Bluetooth 5.0 built in as well. The right earbud is the master earbud, so please keep that in mind throughout this video. And the reason why I say the right one is the master earbud is because if you're going to take or make a phone call, you have to have the right one in, or both, in order to make and take phone calls. So if you have just the left one in, you get a phone call, you're going to have to pop the case open, take the right one out and stick it in, and take the phone call with the right earbud. Now it is true mono mode as well, but it's a little bit hard, if you will. Maybe that's too strong of a word. It takes a little bit of work to get them into true mono mode, because basically you got to pair them each separately, type of a thing, and if you're easily frustrated, then these may not be for you. But essentially that's what it is. You got to pair each one individually, and then you can use them in the true mono mode. All right. The call quality, it's okay. Definitely gets the job done. Now, if you've seen my video of the earphone free wireless earbuds, I think these have a better call quality than the earphone. Okay, so these will be okay if you do make some phone calls, but just be prepared for somebody to say, what was that? Say it again. You know, so for me it was okay, but I don't like, but you know me, I don't like using headphones, earbuds, or whatever for phone calls. I like actually taking the phone and putting it up to my head, just so there's no mistakes. Now, it only took me 2 hours to charge this case up when I ran it down. And that was it. Quick, easy, really fantastic. And the earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime in these, which is really nice. I mean, earbuds seem to be getting better and better at, or I should say manufacturers are getting better and better at giving you increased battery life out of these earbuds, and getting 6 hours out of these is plenty. Okay, even if you're at work, all you got to do is during maybe your break or your lunch, pop them into the case, let them charge up, and you'll probably get through the rest of the workday. So there you go, right? Now, the cool thing about these too is not only do you get the 6 hours from the earbuds, but you get 7 additional charges in the case, which will give you up to 42 hours of playtime total. So what does that mean? You initially charge this up, put these in your ears, run these down. You still can charge up these earbuds 7 times out of this small little case, and that is fantastic. So you got up to 42 hours of playtime total in this nice little package. The playtime I got was about 6 hours and 32 minutes, but maybe a minute or two longer than that. But I listened to these at 50 to 60% volume. Now, the reason why I was listening to them to 50 to 60% volume is these things get pretty loud. The M5s are a loud earbud. Depending upon the style of music I was listening to, sometimes it almost was hurting my ears when I had it turned up all the way. And so I found, for me, with this model, with the MPow M5s, 50 to 60% volume when I'm listening back to music or videos or podcasts or whatever is perfect for these. They're plenty loud at 50 to 60% volume range. And of course, if you just remember, with any earbud out on the market, the louder you have the earbuds turned up, the more battery that they're using, so that does decrease your playtime, okay? Now, they are not capacitive or touch sensitive type buttons. There is a mechanical click. I don't know if but it's a very soft touch. So when you have them in your ears like that and you go to press it, you don't have to press that hard, jamming that earbud into your ear, which is really nice, because I've had some earbuds that were not true wireless like this, the ones that had the little cable that ran between each one. And I really had to press those suckers to either skip a track, answer a call, or play and pause. And those things just jammed the earbuds harder into my ears, and that was very, very uncomfortable. But with these, it's a very soft, it's almost like a touch sensitive button. That's how soft it is. And you can still hear the click. It's a very quiet click, but you can still hear it when you press it, and you can kind of feel it. Well, at least I can anyway. And the one thing I'd like to say about these is, just like the Earfun Freeze that I reviewed a while ago, these earbuds fit perfectly in my ear canals. They don't fall out. I mean, I can put them in like this. I could shake my head a lot. Okay, I know I kind of looked weird doing that. But they're not falling out. They didn't loosen up even. They're staying put in my ears, and I really am liking this design. This is only my second pair of true wireless earbuds, and I have to say, I love these earbuds. I actually like these slightly better than the Earfun Freeze that I reviewed. One of the reasons why is the call quality. These are a little bit better and a little bit clearer than the Earfuns that I reviewed earlier. Now let's get on to how these things sound. It is a very warm sound to them, and very well rounded as well. They have an extended bass frequency on here, or They extended the bass frequency, let me word it that way instead, on these, where you're getting a lot more bass coming out of these earbuds. The good part is it doesn't muddy the sound. You're still getting a nice, clean bass sound without it really interfering with the high end or the mid-range. It's not muddy at all. It still hits you hard. It still thumps. And that's what I mean by this actually has a warmer tone to it than the earphones, because it's just so much deeper and richer with that extended bass MPow put in here. It actually made a lot, especially when I was watching videos or playing a game, made it a little bit more enjoyable because of that lower end bass. Because, you know, when I'm playing something, you know, and I hear an explosion, you really hear the explosion due to that really low end on it. So it's really nice. It was a really good experience for me, and I love the low end on here. Like I said, it's a lot deeper in bass. It's a lot warmer due to that, but it doesn't sound muddy whatsoever. It does tend to creep a little bit into the mid-range, but that does depend upon a few factors. What type of, what genre of music I was listening to, and what device I was listening to. We'll get to that in just a moment. The mid-range is very clean, and these, I mean, it really is very definable when you're listening to the, if you're just paying attention to the mid-range, everything is really definable. You can actually, when like let's take the bass drum, you can hear when the hammer hits the skin of the bass drum in a lot of the songs. That's how good the mid-range is tuned in these. You can hear that click. If you're listening good enough, you can actually hear it. So the mid-range is fantastic in here. I think the mid-range, they kind of played with it to help attenuate or accentuate the low range, if that makes any sense to you. That's what it sounds like in these, what they did. They said, okay, we got this nice, deep, rich bass, warm sounding low end. Let's take the mid-range and tune it to the way where it helps accentuate that low end. And they did it, and MPow did a really nice job in doing that. The high end really cuts through the mix. Normally I say that the mid-range cuts through, but no, the high end in these cut through perfectly. And once again, it seems like even with the high end, they said, okay, how can we tune the high end to help the bass sound so much better and not muddy the sound? That's what it seems like MPow did. I think MPow, when they tuned these, they said, okay, let's start with the bass and move to the mid and then move to the high end. And I don't know what they did and how exactly they did it, but you know what? Those high ends are perfect. Even at full volume, listening to guitar solos, listening to some of the classical music I like to listen to, or the jazz, or the blues. God, I love blues. Whether it be the singer's voice or, a guitar riff hitting that high note, or someone going nuts on the cymbals or hi-hat, none of the high-end frequencies ever made my ears hurt or ring. Not once did I hear any distortion either, whether it be distorted low end, medium, or high end. I never heard any distortion come through these. Okay, so these to me actually in a way have, it just comes, how can I put it? I like the sound of these better than the earphone frees. But there's a caveat in that. When I'm watching a movie or wanting to listen to a podcast or even play a game, that's to me where these shine for me. If it's just the music, and depending on the type of music, I would rather use the earphone free. But the type of music I would use the MPows for is like the classical. The blues, especially some of the older blues, you know, or some jazz, some of the older jazz where, you know, I'm talking like 1950s and 40s type blues and jazz where they didn't really have a whole lot of low end and when they were mixing everything down. So that's where these will come in, and it makes it sound a little bit better. But with more modern day type music, I would use the earphone free. But do not take that the wrong way. These sound phenomenal, and I do highly recommend the MPow M5 True Wireless Earbuds. Now, I did say something about genres of music and what device that you use to listen through, or pair these up with. I have a Nexus 7 tablet, Apple iPod Touch 5, Microsoft Lumia 640 phone, and a Samsung Galaxy S7. The best sounding ones that I had were the S7 and the Lumia 640. The tablet I have, the Nexus 7, that almost has a sterile or really just flat type of a sound to it. These did help because it did add that lower end in there, and it's like I said, I think they kind of enhanced the mid-range a little bit. Did make listening to something, especially games, through my tablet sound a lot better than some, you know, just using regular headphones or earbuds or something. But that device is kind of, like I said, whoever tuned the sound on the Nexus 7 must have been tone deaf. The Apple iPod Touch 5, to me, that thing sounds more like there's more mid-range and high end, and they kind of cut the low end out of there. Once again, it's very clinical, that's the better word for it. The Apple iPod Touch 5 was clinical. These did help. It did improve a lot of the sound and my music that I have stored on it. This really did make it come through a lot better. But clearly the winners were the Lumia 640 and the S7. Those have a really nice sound to those two devices. So yeah, sometimes when you buy, I don't care if it's wireless earbuds, Bluetooth headphones, wired headphones, same thing goes with just regular earbuds, you know. Sometimes you may have to, you know, try it out for yourself at home. If you have more than one different device, listen to them all. Use all of these type of items on your devices, and some people will be able to tell the difference between, oh, here's my iPhone 10 compared to my, you know, okay, Samsung Galaxy S7. There is a little bit of a difference here. There are differences in between each device. So just please keep that in mind whenever you get something like these or any form of audio device to go along with your music. But sorry to ramble a little bit there. But in closing, yeah, the MPow M5 True Mono Wireless Earbuds are definitely worth the money. And just remember, these things are like, I paid for these. I paid only $50, $49.99 right off of Amazon. And for what you're getting for that $50, these are just phenomenal. I'll be honest with you. I've listened to wireless earbuds from some people I know that spent well over $100 for their wireless earbuds. To me, these sound just as good, if not better than some of those that I heard that people were paying well over $100 for. So for $50 and everything you get out of these, MPow is giving you one hell of a deal. And if you're looking for a perfect Christmas gift this year, I would highly suggest giving somebody the MPow M5 earbuds. Either give them to somebody else or get it for yourself. And until the next video, you have a fantastic day.